again, like always, I appreciate you guys being here. Looking forward to this game here this week against UAB. Another conference game, obviously, and they're coming off a really thrilling win last week against La Tech, where they won at the buzzer, and they had a hard-fought, close loss the week before to North Texas, where they lost, late in the game there, 44-41. So they're coming off two really good games that they've played. They get better each week. They're very well coached. Coach Clark has done a nice job, he and his staff there. They've got some really, really talented players on both sides of the ball, and this is going to be a really a tough challenge for us, and it's not coach speak saying that. This is a good football team we're getting ready to play, so we've got to have a great week of preparation and get ready to play this game because this is a really talented team. So I'll open it up to you guys.
Coach, like you said, with their emotional win, their first conference win in a couple of years, how do you guys go in there and disrupt that and get off to a good start?
Well, it's about us. We've got to have a great week of preparation, and then we've got to play well. We've got to execute. They're going to give you a bunch of different looks defensively from a schematic standpoint. Offensively, they change week to week a lot. They're going to lean on running the ball, but they can throw the ball equally as well. So it's about us and going and executing and playing better and be able to handle the different looks offensively for us, being able to handle the different looks that we're going to see from them defensively. And then on the defensive side of the ball, continue to play aggressive, continue to play smart football like we've done most of the time this year, with the exception of one time.
Coach, going forward, do you think you might use Tavares Thomas, maybe not as frequently in the red zone, but in that same role, just with how effective he was last week?
There's always that possibility. Yes, sir. We'll continue to evaluate everything offensively and see what gives us the best chance to be successful, not only in the red zone but in the open field. As we study UAB this week, we'll see if that opportunity presents itself.
Sure. As far as Terrell West's progression, obviously you got in a couple plays last week. As far as taking the next step, what's
Yeah, he's obviously it was good to get him out there. I'm sure that helped his confidence, but you could see there he's got a long way to go. He didn't look fast. He looked hesitant. And I'm hopeful that was just his first time being out there, in a while and regaining his confidence. And this week in practice, he'll get a few more reps and all that. So, again, he's not going to be what he was, the first time he touched the ball. So it's a work in progress still with him.
Mm-hmm. And Richie, he practiced last week. He dressed, warmed up with the team. Saturday, where is he as far as?
We'll see. He practiced some last week. He didn't practice, every day. He was we put him in there a little bit in, some routes on air. And then I wanted him to go out and during pregame warm-ups, I wanted him to go out there. And really that was more for his confidence, because he hadn't done anything on turf. And when you haven't cut anything on turf, it's a different feel because all his has been on the grass. So I just wanted him to get a feel for that, to go out there and run on that and move around a little bit. There was never an intention of him playing because he wasn't ready yet. So we'll see how he progresses this week. He's still, got some things he's got to improve on from a physical standpoint.
And what about Brent?
Same thing. We'll see tomorrow. We got kind of rained out yesterday, lightning a little bit and some rain, so we couldn't go outside. So we basically just had a walkthrough in the gym there. So we'll get a better idea really on Brent tomorrow and Richie tomorrow also.
Coach, you guys are getting ready to go against a little bit of a dual threat kid at quarterback. I believe he's second on the team in rushing yards, and he leads their team in rushing touchdowns. How difficult is that to kind of prepare for that from a defensive standpoint?
Anytime your quarterback is a threat as a runner, it always presents an added problem to your defense because especially in their zone read stuff that, you've got to be disciplined and sound in your keys and who's got the back, who's got the quarterback. So you've got to be disciplined from that standpoint. You've also got to be cognizant of when the pocket breaks down and he can get outside the pocket and buy some time. You've got to be disciplined on the back end of playing your keys and not letting your man go and try to come up and make a play on the quarterback. So he's a really talented player that has done a nice job so far for him these first 5 games that they've had.
Coach, back to Tavares. When did this idea pop into your head that Wildcat might be a good call for him, utilize his talents offensively?
Yeah, again, when I went out to the junior college, Navarro Junior College, to see the running back that we ended up signing, I asked the coach there if he had any other guys to recommend, and he recommended Tavares as a linebacker. And, the first film I saw of him there was him in high school as a Wildcat quarterback, as a running back, while they were getting the junior college film for me. And then, with our struggles that we've had in the running game, Monday, Tavares, he ran the fake punt at FAU, ran the fake punt and got a couple yards for us. And, so Monday, I talking to our offensive staff about, utilizing him as a runner. So I got that huddle film out from when he was in high school, and we showed Tony and the rest of our guys, him as a high school athlete. And so we liked it. They liked it, and we put in a few plays for him. And, obviously it gave us a huge boost there with him scoring 3 touchdowns Saturday. So that's how it all started, from seeing him, remembering him as a high school running back, a high school shotgun wing Wildcat quarterback.
Coach, you guys finally won the turnover battle Saturday. How relieving is that, and how do you take that into this week?
Well, it's a perfect example that if you don't beat yourself, if you don't turn the ball over, you don't put your defense on a short field, you got a chance to beat anybody. And if you look at that game, we never put our defense on a short field, whether it was with turnovers in the kicking game. Again, I go back, I said it after the game, I thought we were really good in the kicking game, and I said it now. I thought that was one of our better performances in the kicking game. But you don't turn it over, you got a chance to beat anybody. And, it keeps the continuity, the flow of your offense going. You're not, hampered by turnovers. You're not frustrated by turnovers. Your sideline is not frustrated with turnovers. So, it's something that, we had a chance to get 2 others. We didn't get it, get those. But, no, it was a welcoming feeling to walk off that field and know that you didn't turn the ball over finally.
Coach, this past week you pick up win number 75 of your head coaching career. How does that feel to not only accomplish that, but to do it all right here at MTSU?
I didn't. First I heard of that. I'm just happy we won. It's happy for our players because they put so much hard work and dedication into each game, each week of preparation and practice. So really, I'm proud of our team winning that game Saturday, and I'm proud of all the wins we've had with all our other former players that have been part of this program. And I'm just, I say it all the time, I'm very fortunate. I'm very appreciative of the opportunity that I have to represent our football program in this university. So, but I don't look at anything, I don't take any personal satisfaction out of that. I'm happy for our players because they're the ones that do it all. It's always about the players. To me, it's never about me. All I care about is these players and helping them get on the right path to being successful in life by the influences that I can give them both on and off the field.
UAB has the second best passing defense statistically in the conference. What does John have to do to carry over that good week from last week?
Be a smart decision maker. And again, I said it after the game. He made some poor throws, but against FIU, but the poor throws resulted in incompletions. In the past, his poor throws have resulted in interceptions, or poor decisions have resulted in interceptions. So, again, just be smart. Play within yourself. Make smart decisions. So, as a quarterback, if you make smart decisions, most of the time, you get good results. So, they've got a good defense. Their corners, I think, are really good. They're going to challenge us. And so we've got to win at that position. Receivers have got to win. They've got to do what they're coached to do, and then John's got to make smart decisions and do what he's coached to do.
Your offensive line didn't give up any sacks on Saturday. A really good defensive line that UAB has. How are they going to be successful against them?
Yeah, the offensive line did a nice job against FIU, and FIU is not a pressure team. They were sit back and play zone. They didn't play much man coverage. They didn't come after us much. I think John got hit one time, so our line did a really good job. And now it's going to be a different scheme. They're going to see more pressure, more blitzes. Our offensive line's got to be able to handle it, and John's got to be able to handle it. So it's going to be a different defense mentality that they're seeing this week compared to last week. So, but it was a good step. Our offensive line took a good step forward in protecting our quarterback.
Coach, I want to ask you about the attendance. I think the number was 15,527, which is right on line with the 5 other games that you guys have hosted at FIU, but it's the lowest total for a homecoming game since you got here in 2006. And I don't know if you saw, but a couple players on Twitter yesterday were kind of voicing their, discouragement with that. When you walk out of the tunnel and you see, the stadium, however full it was or however empty it was, how dismaying is that for you? And what, as a program, can you guys do to sort of improve in that department?
Well, first of all, I'm very, very sporadic on Twitter. So I didn't see it. So I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what players you're talking about. I'm not, I struggle certain times of the year, and this is a certain time of the year that I struggle getting on Twitter. So, but no, it's, I appreciate whether it's one person in that stadium or 30,000 in that stadium. I appreciate the people that come, and do I wish there was 30,000 in there every game? Yes, absolutely. But I'm just one day I'm so optimistic and I'm so hopeful that one day that there's 30,000 in there every game. And to me, Saturday is Saturdays are an event. It's an event that, it ought to be loud. The music ought to be loud. The fans ought to be loud. Just a fun, enjoyable, atmosphere. And, it's, so whatever you said came, 15,000. I'm appreciative of those. And I hope they enjoyed what they saw. It was a great win. It was a great homecoming win. It's that stuff. I don't concern myself in it, that I'm not looking in the stands to see how many are there. I hope every day that it's packed, and I try to do everything I can. Our team tries to do everything we can to get people to come to the game, and that's all you can do as a coach. And but I'm appreciative of everybody that comes, whether it's one person or 15,000 or 30,000, whatever it is. I'm just appreciative of the people that do come to the game, and the ones that don't, you're missing a heck of a good product, because these kids play hard. They give you everything they got. And I say it all the time. If you live here and you're a Tennessee fan, then you need to go support Tennessee. But if you live here and you're a Tennessee fan and you don't go to Knoxville, then you need to come to this game, because this is where you live. This is your hometown team. So the same with whoever you are, Vandy fan, Austin Peay fan, whoever, Tennessee Tech, Tennessee Martin, Memphis, it doesn't matter. If you live here and you're their fan, go support them. But if you don't, then come watch us play. It only costs $6, $7, $8 to get in, and but again, I'm just appreciative, Eric, of the people that do come and everything this town and this city does to support us.
Coach, I read that DJ Sanders welcomed a baby boy into the world. Do you have any parenting advice for DJ?
Yeah, I tell them, I tell all our players that have children, I said the best gift that you can give them is time. Don't worry about going out and trying to buy this toy or this polo pajama suit, whatever. Just, give them time, because that's what they're going to remember, and that's what they need. So that's my advice. That's the advice I gave to DJ, and be supportive of, the mom, because she's going through, changing them diapers, and I didn't do much of that. Sarah did it all, but the best gift you can give him is time. And I said that you'll learn here these next 2 months how much you love Fridays, when you can go to that hotel with the team, and that's going to be about the only night of sleep you get during the course of the week. So I told him that. So that was my 2 pieces of advice for him.
Coach hadn't talked much about defense, and the defensive play was great. Given the lack of turnovers that we had, how would you rank our defensive play?
In the FIU game or overall? In the FIU game, I was really proud of our defense. I thought they played really good. I thought they played really fast. I thought they were disruptive. I was disappointed in how we came out the second half. I thought we relaxed a little bit. I thought that, they were playing good, and we come out and we score offensively the first drive, and now it's 24-3. And I thought we relaxed a little bit, and now they go down and score, So, and I told our team yesterday, you can never lose your edge. It's proven that, there's no lead that is big enough or secure enough. And, there's the Texas A&M, UCLA example where the game's a 30-point game in the fourth quarter, and UCLA comes back and wins. So that was the only thing I was disappointed in our defense. I thought we relaxed a little bit there at the third quarter, but we got our edge back and played better after that. But Coach Schaefer and our defensive staff, those guys have, and our players have done a really outstanding job, this year. And we're a much improved defense, and, playing with a lot of confidence, playing with a lot of, effort and intensity. I like what we're doing defensively.
They're obviously playing well as a group, but could you comment on Khalil Brooks and the year that he's putting together? And I would imagine he is a candidate for Defensive Player of the Week after what he did on Saturday.
Yeah, Khalil, has been really consistent, for the most part of the year. FAU, not so much, but really bounced back the FIU game and really played well. He plays fast. He's a smart football player. He's a good enough athlete. And you think about it, we signed him as a corner, and then wasn't working out at corner. We moved him to safety. Wasn't really working out there, and now we've moved him to linebacker. So, to be able to do those three positions means you're a pretty good athlete. So we can do a lot of things with him. We blitz him off the edge. We blitz him inside. We play him in man coverage. We play him in zone coverage. So he's really a hybrid athlete out there at the linebacker position that gives us a chance defensively to do multiple things. So he had a really good game. And, for the most part, he's had a really good year so far. He's been very consistent, has tackled well for the most part, and, he's disruptive behind the line of scrimmage.
Middle Tennessee, our town, our team.